In tonight's drama, there are 3 characters. One of the characters' name is Caroline. She is a bargain hunter, Southern belle, and the wife. The other character is Joe. He's the husband. He's a dreamer and a fixer-upper. And we also have a real estate agent who is unexpectedly faithful. Imagine this as an attic. There are the usual things you might find in an attic. The pull-down stairs are over here. There's a window over here. Attics are interesting places. They are places with old things and stored things, surprises, and maybe even a mystery or two. Tonight we offer our second play in the series Lent in the Attic. Tonight's play is entitled House Hunting.
Now watch your step. These pull-down stairs can be tricky. Wait, I think there's a light switch here somewhere. There it is. Follow me.
Wow, is that a big attic?
Wait till you see it.
Wow, there's tons of space.
Give me your hand, Mrs. Raymond.
Please, call me Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
This is great storage.
Yes, the previous owners kept a whole bunch of stuff up here. They just moved out last week.
You said they lived here how long?
I think 20 years. They love this house. You will too when you buy it.
If we buy it?
I just think it would be wonderful for you and the kids.
If we have kids?
We're going to have kids. Can you imagine if we fixed this up as a playroom?
Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves, my dear?
Oh, come on. It's great. I could do most of the work. I would get the stairs built professionally, of course, but after that, I could do a lot of it.
You mean like your last attic project?
Okay, let's not go there.
He fell through the ceiling.
What?
Right through.
I missed the joist and I stepped right onto the sheetrock of the ceiling.
And fell right through. Bam! Down to the first floor.
Were you hurt?
My ego was more bruised than my body.
He was lucky.
Well, I do think you are right. This could be a wonderful space for a rec room or a playroom.
But what about the storage?
You could incorporate the storage into walls and such. I've seen it done. I know some contractors that would help you.
Which would be even more money sunk into this home.
But it would be money wisely invested. Don't forget, you will get every penny back, I promise.
Not every penny. What about the interest?
Honey, we've been over this. We need to move. We need the extra room.
But the cost is awfully high.
Of course, if you redo this room, you would lower your cost per square foot. It's a great investment, and this neighborhood is never going to go down.
What's this? Honey, look at this.
What is that, pray tell?
It's an elephant head.
Oh, they told me there was something up here like that.
What does that sign say?
Elliot, the ghost of Earlwood Avenue. Curse be upon ye who move me from my blessed rest.
That is so strange.
That is so cool. Elliot stays, we redo this room, and Elliot's gonna stay right there.
We are not redoing this room with or without Elliot. We're not even sure we're buying this house.
I love it. I love it.
Honey, I think you're letting your emotions get the best of you.
Sometimes you have to trust your gut instincts.
Sometimes you have to take a deep breath and think straight.
This place has everything that we need. Lots of bedrooms, a nice kitchen, a den, plenty of storage. The school district is good. It's not that far from work. What is not to like?
The price.
That's a minor detail.
Maybe we can get them to bargain a little.
A lot?
Probably not a lot. It's been on the market for only a few weeks.
We should really look around some more.
This house might not be available for long. Other people are interested.
Now don't you start pressuring us.
No, I was just saying, well, I would hate to see you lose a house that is clearly perfect for you.
I just don't know.
I think it's clear.
I wish I did.
You said you were religious people?
Not terribly. We're Lutheran.
Look, I'm no prophet or anything like that, but I think God wants you to have this house.
Excuse me?
God wants us to have this house.
Have you lost your mind? Since when does God have anything to do with our house decision?
Well, I just thought,
I'm sorry. I just have a gut feeling about it.
I don't think God cares one way or another about this house.
Look at all the coincidences that led you to this house. You weren't even looking in this neighborhood until your friends from the soccer team recommended it. There was nothing available remotely in your price range then. Bam, this house became available. Besides, why shouldn't God care about you being in a nice house? Doesn't God care about us being happy and comfortable families?
That's not the point. The issue is how comfortable. This is a lot of house.
We can afford it, honey.
It is within the boundaries of the mortgage company said you could afford.
They don't take everything into account. They want you to be house poor. They are in the business of pushing houses. For instance, since you brought God into this equation...
You probably shouldn't have done that.
Really?
Yeah, really. She's into God, and probably not the same way that you are.
Yes, I'm into God, and you should be more so. Does that mortgage company ever mention anything about our gift to the church? Do they take into account do they take that into account when they do their figures?
They can.
Or how about the simple issue of what a house can say about us as a family?
This house says wonderful things. It says charm and quality.
It says attic conversion to me. Look, if I could put a dormer with the window over here...
It could also say that we care more about our house than we do other things.
I don't, but it would be a fun place to raise the kids.
What message would it send to our kids, if we have any? That we're special? That we all should have our private spaces in our home? Sometimes I wonder if our parents and their parents didn't have it right. You know, simple houses, crowded bedrooms, bunk beds and shared spaces, one TV and a table crammed straight in the corner of the kitchen.
I don't know. I grew up like that, and to tell you the truth, it was sometimes trouble getting a word in edgewise sitting around the table.
But you got to know one another, didn't you? When you thought about those kinds of homes, you thought family, not better homes and gardens.
There's nothing wrong with having a nice house.
No, there's not. But I'm just sharing my struggle. You got me at a bad time, you know.
What do you mean?
You probably wouldn't understand.
Try me.
It's Lent.
Oh, no, here comes the Lent stuff. She gives up anything and everything. Chocolate and coffee
I think Lent is a special time, that's all. And it's all about sacrifice and discipleship, our journey as disciples. And I sometimes think that the thing that gets in the way of our discipleship is the most of this stuff. homes, cars, televisions, things. Isn't that why we give up things for Lent? So that we can focus on what's really important?
I know. You could take one of the rooms downstairs and put in an altar or a chapel or something.
Honey, don't you be sarcastic with me. The house should be a chapel. The home should help you in your walk with God, not get in the way.
This won't get in the way.
Are you sure? There will be more to do around the house, more chores, more projects, and it will be hard on our finances. I won't cut down on what we give to the church. Remember Ananias and Sapphira?
I know.
Who are they?
A realtor's nightmare. They are the people in Acts who do not give the full amount that they are supposed to the church after the sale of land.
And then, well, what happens?
I'd rather not say.
Tell him.
They are struck down dead.
Ugh, wow. God must take his commission seriously.
Yes. And if stuff gets in the way of God's commissions, given of what does our prayer say? Ourselves, our time, and our possessions? Well, we have to watch the stuff. Even the choices we make in homes. Maybe we should simply have a moratorium on buying and selling houses during Lent. Don't you think that would be wise?
No, not at all, thank you.
Give up moving or changing anything at all or acquiring more stuff during Lent?
Look, my pastor wouldn't go along with that.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I know the story of Ananias and Sapphira, and I do give what God expects. Isn't that the point?
What?
No matter what house you live in, or what car you drive, or anything you do with stuff, you are called to give faithfully to God. Stuff, time, money back in thanksgiving. And if God enables you to buy this house, yes, you should give thanks.
But a lot of people don't. Their house swallows them. Like Egyptians chasing the Israelites. They got drowned chasing after their possessions, their servants, their gold, their things. Be honest. Some people get drowned in the flood waters of their success.
Yes, I'll be honest. It happens.
Sometimes I wish instead of sprinkling people in baptism in our church, we would dunk them. Hold them under.
Why, pray tell?
Because that's what baptism is supposed to be. A total drowning in total submersion with God. Instead, all too often we get drowned by all those other flood waters.
I don't disagree with you. I really don't. I have seen it happen.
So have you ever told someone to not buy a house? Because it might hurt their faith journey?
The truth?
Of course.
Yes.
You have?
Yes. And I will always remember the first one that I told it to.
Why?
It was me.
Really?
Yes. There was a time I was about to buy a house, and I didn't because I thought it would affect my giving and my faith journey, and a little too much. So I waited. I really do know what you are going through. I will respect your decision. But I'll tell you, the house does not make the Christian. The Christian makes the house. This place can be anything you want it to be.
I guess.
I love it.
Can I talk to this old house fixer-upper husband of mine for a moment, please?
Certainly. I'll be right downstairs. Be careful on those steps.
You too.
Remember, in my Father's house are many rooms, many.
Very funny.
Okay. This could all be storage.
You're way ahead of yourself, dear. Why don't you just stop thinking once?
Because if I stopped to think, I wouldn't have made any decisions in my life. If I'd stopped to think, I wouldn't have married you.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I'm just joking, but Sometimes you have to trust your instincts. This is a great house. She was right. The Christian makes the house. No, honey, no matter where we live, it will be like that line, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I'll tell you what. How about if we sit down today, we run some numbers, we figure in our church gifts and our other gifts and anything else?
But I don't want to be house poor.
I agree.
And I also don't want to be spiritually house poor.
No, we certainly can't afford that.
Okay, you can run the numbers.
This attic, I could fix it up for next to nothing.
We're not doing anything to this attic.
But honey...
I'm telling you, nothing.
For now.
Forever.
Talk about it?
We can talk.
Okay, let's go. Watch your step. See you, Elliot. Hey, aren't you going to say goodbye?
I am not saying goodbye to an elephant.
Don't insult Elliot the elephant, the sacred guardian of the house.
My Lord, Joe.
Caroline, say goodbye to Elliot.
Goodbye, Elliot. Okay, come on, let's go.
See you later, Elliot.
It's an awfully nice home. Look in there over at that fireplace.
Yeah.
And there's lots of children.
But we'd have to check out that fireplace before we used it.
Of course, of course.